Since the beginning of history, humanity has always fantasized about its own end. The end of our times has always been a matter of concern and fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of the unexpected, and the fear of extinction.
What if someone tells you about the exact date of the end of the world? What would you do with your remaining time? Would you be scared or sad?
There are so many emotions around this particular topic. The end of our times is always a matter of controversy. Now we are going to present the most unbelievable, amazing and ridiculous predictions made throughout the time.
Here's our top 10 prophecies about the end of the world.
Number 10.
On August 24, 79, Mount Vesuvius literally blew its top, spewing tons of molten ash, pumice, and sulfuric gas miles into the atmosphere. A firestorm of poisonous vapors and molten debris engulfed the surrounding area, suffocating the citizens of Pompeii, Herculaneum, and Stapiae. Tons of fallen debris filled the streets until nothing remained to be seen of the once thriving communities. The cities were buried and remained undiscovered for almost 1700 years. The tragedy of Pompeii remains as one of the first apocalyptic events in the history of humankind.
Number 9.
According to the Bible's book of Revelation, the number 666 is described as the mark of the beast, which put Christian Europeans into a tizzy as the year 1666 approached. The 1599 plague that devastated Europe didn't help matters much. Then, on September 2, 1666, a fire started in a London bakery, destroying more than 13,000 buildings and tens of thousands of homes over the course of 3 days, Time reported. However, the disastrous fire claimed only 10 lives. The work of the devil? Perhaps, but not exactly earth-ending material. Number 8. The arrival of Halley's Comet, named after British astronomer Edmund Halley, crosses the Earth every 75 years or so. However, 1910's arrival of the brilliant star caused more panic than excitement, as many believed that the comet's tail contained gas that will impregnate the atmosphere and possibly snuff out all life on the planet. In fact, the 1910 comet came especially close to the Earth, whose orbit carried the comet's 24 million mile long tail for 6 hours on May 19th. A close call, but the planet stayed intact.
Number 7.
Throughout its existence, the Watchover Society, an organization by the Jehovah's Witnesses, has made several prophecies about the end of the world. One of the most remarkable was the one called the Christ's Kingdom. In 1914, such prophecy predicted the end of the system of things, the conclusion of the Armageddon, and the start of the earthly paradise. Moreover, it was mentioned that the generation of 1914 will not pass away. After his failure, this prophecy was changed for a new one, which failed as well. These days, the Watchover Society keeps predicting about the end of our days. However, they do not have the same reputation as many years before. Therefore, the number of its members is diminishing. Number 6. On May of 1980, Pat Robertson stated, "I guarantee you by the end of 1982 there is going to be a judgment on the world." According to him, the Battle of the Armageddon would start in 1982, and it was going to be followed by 7 years of intense suffering. During that years, Robertson became very popular and the impact of the prophecy derived into a collective hysteria. He also claimed that he had the healing power of God. By the end of 1982, his prophecy came to nothing. By the way, he predicted the end of the world by 1984, 2000, 2004, and 2008.
Number 5.
On March of 1997, a collective suicide took place in San Diego, California. 39 members of the Heaven's Gate, a UFO-based cult, were found by the police. According to the investigation, the members of the group believed that Marshall Applewhite, the leader of the Heaven's Gate, was the reincarnation of Jesus. He told his followers that after their deaths, a UFO would take their souls to another level of existence, above human. On a video, Applewhite tries to convince his followers that suicide was the only way to evacuate this earth, and so they did. Nowadays, the Heaven's Gate cult is still around, however, is composed by only a few members.
Number 4.
Y2K. It was the day that was supposed to finally prove what tech haters had been saying for so long. Our computers will bring us down. For months before January the 1st, 2000, technological analysts speculate that the entire computer network would crash, causing worldwide dysfunctions for a global population that had become irreversibly dependent on computers to hold, disseminate, and analyze the most vital pieces of information. The problem was that many computers had been programmed to record dates using only the last two digits of every year, meaning that the year 2000 will register as the year 1900, damaging the collective computerized mind. But it just wasn't so. Aside from a few power failures in various countries, problems in data transmission systems, and a temporary interruption in receipt of data from the US Network of Intelligence, the new year arrived with nothing more than the expected handover.
Number 3.
The Large Hadron Collider that stretches 27 kilometers between France and Switzerland is the largest particle accelerator ever built and was set to be turned on September 10, 2008 to attempt recreating the Big Bang. The experiment consisted in that the hadron particles within the accelerator will be crashed into each other at a speed almost as great as the speed of light in an area a billion times smaller than a speck of dust. Some scientists were worried because they thought the experiment could create a black hole that would devour the Earth. Scientists working on the collider insisted that the chances of a black hole being created were minimal, and that even if one did appear, it would be too small to affect the planet, and would be gone in seconds. The collider was turned on successfully and will run until 2014. So far, nothing has happened.
Number 2.
The radio preacher Harold Camping was the latest figure to predict Judgment Day, which he was expecting on May the 21st of 2011. Based on his application of numerology to readings of the Bible, this 90-year-old man broadcasted his doomsday warning around the world, even sent his disciples to spread the word. Although millions waited with blind faith, Jesus did not come to save the faithful ones. And yet, nothing has happened.
Number 1.
The year 2012 means many things to many people, few of which bring good news. A New Age belief cites 2012 as the year humans will undergo a physical and spiritual transformation.
Some people predict that someday this year, the Earth will collide with a black hole or a planet named Nibiru.
The most popular belief is attributed to the Mesoamerican calendar from the ancient Mayan civilization. Interpretation suggests that the fourth world, in which we live now, will end on December the 21st of 2012. This is to say, we only have 16 days left.
Regardless of what all these prophets have said, we can't predict the future yet.
Life is a cycle and it will come to an end for each one of us. However, we need to have hope in our future.
The message we want to give is that life is too precious to worry about the end.
Enjoy life and live like there's no tomorrow.